Hey, I'm a great believer that with our kids, you give them an allowance and you really help them learn how to manage their money. You put a little bit aside for savings, a little bit of giving, a little bit of spending. But our next guests have taken it to a whole new level, and they're like 11 and 12 years old. They started a whole company around managing your allowance. I want you to meet John and Will Meter. You might know them already, though, because they've been on national television just as recently as last night on what was the show again? Extreme Makeover Home Edition?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of that little show.
Yeah, it's kind of big.
Kind of? So you guys are kind of a big deal then?
So far, maybe. I don't know. Like, we're still a little company.
You're still a little company, but it's growing fast. Now, you guys live where?
Rancho Santa Fe, San Diego.
Rancho
Yes.
Santa Fe, so right up the road here. And you started a little something called Allowance Manager. What is that?
Well, it's a website and a mobile app that kids learn how to manage their money, like practicing and managing their money, so when they grow up they have more experience with managing money.
So I think this is great. And when you guys came up with this idea, you were considerably younger when you and your dad and you guys decided to do this thing. This was like how many years ago?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago that you came up with this. So how did this start? What's your earliest recollection of getting an allowance?
Well, we would try to get our allowance, and our dad would say, "Okay, I'm giving you an allowance now," and then we would come back later, and he'd say, "Okay, I forgot how much money you had. I'm giving you another allowance," and then it would just keep going, and then finally we were at the store, and we were asking for something that we wanted. I can't remember, but and he said, "How much allowance do you have?" And we were kept disagreeing on how much allowance we had, and he said, "Fine, I'm starting something new when we can actually track our allowance," and we agreed with that, and that was when Allowance Manager
That's when it was
started.
born.
Yeah.
Now, how does it work exactly?
Well, it works by, well, you just sign up and then it automatically transfers, like, if you want to have a date, a month or a week, then every week or month, then it automatically just puts that allowance that you put on the week or the month on your account. So then,
So it's an online banking account for
Yeah.
you, basically. But then how does the management part come in? How do you teach lessons on how to manage your money?
Well, my brother, he's a big spender. I mean, a big saver.
Is that true?
I'm the spender.
You're the spender, you're the saver.
And
Okay.
my advice, because I'm a spender, I don't really know how to save. So my advice for all the spenders out there, if you're going to go on like a spending spree, especially around the holidays for you and other people, don't spend too much. Just spend enough knowing that you're going to have to earn it back.
Okay.
So,
And what are you, Mr. Saver over there? You don't spend anything, huh?
no.
Little tightwad?
So I have a tip, like, if you want to save, then just remember that if you spend something, like, it's kind of the same with my brother. If you want to spend something, you know you have to get it back. So if you don't want to take that responsibility, and if you want to save, then just keep in mind that you have to get it back, and if you don't want it,
It makes you think twice about the stuff that you really need versus the stuff you really want. Then you have to figure out how bad you really want it before you drain your bank account.
Yeah.
Most adults haven't figured that out yet. You know that.
Maybe. I don't actually know.
Now let's talk about the Extreme Makeover Home Edition show here.
Okay.
Now, you guys are big fans of the show, I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved with the show?
Well, we would go ask the producers, and because we wanted to help, because usually the Extreme Makeover Home Edition, they help and build a house for someone that's in need.
Right.
So we went to the producers and we asked if we could help with anything, and our users to contribute their money so that we could help. We didn't even know we were going to help that Friday. We just wanted to help someone, and we just went and asked the producers if we could help, and they called us back maybe a few months later, and they said, "You're going to come help the Friday family." So
last night was the big payoff when you
Yeah.
guys helped the family, and how did you manage to raise money for them?
All of our Allowance Manager users, they contributed how much of their allowance, I don't know, but they contributed enough so that we could get signed bags and signed blankets and towels for all the foster children at Crossnor, and that's how we got all of our...
So do you have any idea how much money was actually raised so that you could do that? Just through your Allowance Manager clients?
Yes, a lot actually, because there were iPod Touches in the bags that we gave them.
Wow.
So those were each like $100. So it took a lot of money.
Well, look, John and Will Meter, you guys, you're doing great things already. We're expecting great things from you. I know you've got more companies planned and so forth, but Allowance Manager, folks, get online, join Allowance Manager, get your kids involved in this, and, you know, you'll be supporting a local business on top of teaching your kids great lessons. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Thank you.
Good job. We'll see you again.
All right.
Next time, whatever the next
Hope to
big
see you
announcement is.
soon.
Okay, thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Okay, up next, just 1 week until Christmas, so